In our session today, we will talk about CVs. Here is an alert. I am not a CV expert. There are people who do this kind of work, but I hustled a lot. I implemented few things, okay, and some of them worked well for me. I'm gonna share everything based on my own experience, the things that I implemented, and everything I read about CVs, from HR practitioners, best practices. So as I said, I hustled a lot, and I'm going to talk about CVs, best practices overall in general. And I'm going to give more tips related to planning engineers as well. So maybe if you are a project manager or any other role, you can still benefit from the class. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna go briefly to talk about few points. Then I'm gonna explain everything again, but in a real life CV. Okay, so we will see how it look like in a CV. And in the content, I start with a profile, 5 rows or lines about myself, who I am, my certifications, what I do, my education background. So the reviewer will see immediately if I am good fit. Are you the one we are looking for or not? I list duties only once because there is a mistake everyone is doing is they join the 5 companies. So they will list their duties in each company. That's really duplicate because if you are a planning engineer, you're going to do the same thing. Maybe you are doing something extra in one company, but it's fine. You can just add this line, but it doesn't make sense to copy and paste, like duplicate it, and it is not a good practice. In each project, we want to briefly mention the project scope, location, and the price. And again, I'm going to go over this step by step in a CV example. Add a photo, okay, and LinkedIn profile link. Formatting, it should be plain and consistent. No colors, table, or page splitting. And I'm going to explain this. I think it will make more sense if I break everything down and we will review one CV from A to Z. Format headings. We will list experiences with the most recent, starting from the most recent. I want to make it ATS, applicant tracking system friendly. Maximum 2 pages. Let's go for the last slide. I'm going to go over this at the end, but let's pick a CV and see how it will look like. Okay, so here in the header, I'm going to mention my name very clearly, and also if you have any certifications, mobile number, email address, and the LinkedIn profile. Contact details, photo. And I know, there is a misconception that says like, don't add photo. It is not a good practice. They don't care about your photo. They care about qualifications. But here is the thing, we are humans. We interact with looking at faces. It's just who we are. Photos will make a difference. For me, if you don't add a photo, it's like a ghost. I'm not saying that you will not be shortlisted, but I think it's a good practice to add a photo as well. Okay, professional photo. You probably have a suit in your wardrobe that you do not wear. So maybe it's the time to wear it once, take a professional photo and put it back. In the profile, I'm gonna be very specific, very clear about who I am. I am a planning engineer, so I'm not a site engineer or a project manager. I am a planning engineer with overall 12 years of experience in construction industry and 7 years in UAE. Overall experience and local experience as well, because they both matter. Okay, leading planning engineers in large construction projects. So immediately in the first sentence, I make it very clear that I'm a planning engineer with this number of experience. I'm not suitable for each role. Some roles will require more experience. Some roles require much lower. So it's very clear who I am right now. And as a bonus, I am PMP, PSP, and BMISP certified and excel in delivering project management requirements, such as schedule management, progress reporting, and delay analysis using Primavera P6. Well, I did not, write cost control, because maybe you have background about all of that. Like you took one course about quality control, cost control, or whatever it might be, but it doesn't mean that you are an expert. It's a background knowledge. You can add it at the bottom of your CV, but be very specific about what I do. I can also add here Power BI. I mentioned it here, but why not? I can make it in the profile as well. And the last sentence is my education background. I have MBA from this university and a bachelor degree in civil engineering. So very, very clear about who I am, what I do. If I am good fit, continue reading. If not, please, good luck with finding other suitable candidates. Nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is personal. But when we prepare a CV, we want to make it oriented to busy professionals. Planning managers and the HR professionals are busy professionals like us. We are all busy in life as well. They have thousands of CVs. And if you make the CV boring or irrelevant, they will not be kind and, just force themselves to go through the pain. Just hopefully you will be a good fit. They're going to throw it, it doesn't cost them anything. I have thousands of CVs on my hard disk. So if I feel really not interested, if I feel you are not professional, I'm going to throw it, find something else. It's not the end of the world, right? So I'm going to be very, very user-friendly, very pleasant, very clear and simple. Okay, languages, fluent in English and Arabic or whatever your language is. And please don't mention like you have beginner knowledge in French. Okay, please don't do it. Okay? It doesn't add any value because you probably forgot about all your French that you studied in the past. And don't add hobbies like chess, football, okay, traveling. Nobody's interested in that, believe me. Computer skills, okay, Primavera P6, Power BI, and Advanced Excel. Very clear. I took one course in AutoCAD, but I do not mention that. It was for my own knowledge. I don't use it at all. I barely use it. And it is not relevant to planning engineers. So don't add every single software you learn about in your CV. But let's talk about the interesting part here, which very few people are aware of. So far here, what I mentioned, nothing is really special, okay? Maybe it's special to you if you are maybe a junior planner, but it is not as special with someone who has 20 plus years of experience, vast experience as well. What I'm trying to say is when planning managers or companies in general review CVs, they go through thousands of CVs and they read the same thing over and over and over again. The planner who has 5 years of experience, who is PMP certified. Like it happens all the time. It's very boring. They are really craving for something different to grab their attention. They are professionals right now. They are busy and we want to give them something to keep them engaged. This is the whole point. All the way here, I'm going to give you something to make you stay and ask for more and make myself look interesting. You learn it about Power BI. Very few people know about that right now. So why don't I take advantage of it? And I do not want to write only Power BI because some people claim that they can do. You grab a link like that and you have the interactive dashboard this way. I'm going to grab the link and I shared the link here under my computer skills. This is what I'm able to do in terms of interactive dashboard and instant progress reporting with Power BI. The CV can be shared via hard copy to the person who is reviewing it. But right now, there is a high chance they will see it as PDF because there are hundreds of CVs and people right now, use electronic files. There is a high chance that the reviewer will see your CV on his desktop, not a hard copy. The reviewer will open the link and this is what I want them to do. I want them to stay engaged, to forget about all other boring CVs and stay with me in a while. Okay. And they will probably see something they don't know how it's done, by the way. That's very, very good chance. They will navigate. Okay? They will be like really impressed. I think they're going to maybe be interested to see you, talk to you. So that's a good point as well. Then my education, I start from the most recent to the oldest, my master degree. And here is what I'm trying to say in terms of formatting. Do you see the little arrow here? I can collapse and expand. And there is an option to do so, but I did it a while ago, so I don't really remember exactly how it's done, but you can Google expand headings. It's very clear, it's very popular, but for some reason it is not on top of my mind right now. But this is a heading formatting. And what happens is many companies do not read everything in hard copy format. They upload all CVs into an intelligent software dedicated for HR professionals to analyze keywords and extract the information you see in front of you right now, like the education, the university, the grade, etc., dates, all of that. So it's a very intelligent software to extract the information. In some companies, they invest in infrastructure. In big companies, they will ask you to upload your CV and they will detect the information. So that's the kind of software I'm talking about. It's called ATS, Applicant Tracking System. And common mistake is you try to split the page, okay, into two parts. Okay, and you have all these amazing colors and the tables. It looks nice, I agree, but practically it is not useful because it is not helpful for the system to identify the information, and it will mark the document as irrelevant. They cannot return any information that might interest the reviewer. That's a very, very good point. I wanna keep it plain and simple like that, so I can get shortlisted or it can go through the system. And I hope you know what I mean here. Like people just have, they download some CV template, they write their contact details on the left-hand side of the page, then they add all, the animations, the colors, tables. It is not good practice because the software cannot detect this information. I want to format the important information into heading so it can be identified easily by the system. I want to also be consistent like that, So that's my university. These are the dates. I did not add the dates here. I want to make each line introduce unique information, new piece of information. So that's also postgraduate diploma in project management and bachelor degree in civil engineering. So with combination of font size, heading formatting, otherwise they can identify key sections and keywords, and this will help you in reviewing the CV. And HR managers will not bother really to go through the documents that haven't been processed just to read information, because there are thousands of CVs waiting for them. Why would they bother? Okay, then I'm going to talk about professional experience. I added the heading here, my company, very clear, a separate line. So again, for the same purpose I talked about, position and dates. And as much as possible, be to the point. I could add here the exact day I started my education, but I didn't. It's irrelevant. I did my degree in 5 years. Nobody is interested to calculate number of days here as well. For me, the most important part is like how many months, how many years. They do not really care if I started 15th or 20th of January. So very clear, because the problem is, as human beings, we have mental energy. And when we go through irrelevant information, it consumes some of our mental energy until we really feel bored and annoyed. That's why if you are reading a boring book or watching a boring movie, your mind wander because it's distracted right now. They want to be entertained. And so you do not want your CV to be boring. And you add the project briefly, the project scope, project value, and list of duties. We will list them only once. I will not list all of them again in my other company that I worked for. It's only once. It's very, because otherwise it's duplicated. It takes huge space. I want to start my duties with the most interesting, in my opinion. I do not want to start it with, I know how to develop baseline. I know how to do schedule update. Everyone does that, right? So I want to start with something like that, maybe. By the way, it's all my advices. It's up to you. You can take whatever you want, but I know that this works. I always imagine what the reviewer wants from me. So if I'm reviewing a CV and I want to hire someone, what I want to see in this person, I want to see someone special, right? Because it's very competitive right now. So I want to see someone who can do more work in less time, Prepare weekly and monthly reports in seconds using Power BI, refer attached. I will attach with my CV only 2 or 3 pages. Maybe dashboard with Power BI, progress metrics in Power BI, just to choose 3 interesting layouts. And this is something not many people can do to prepare reports in seconds. And this is a pain point in the market right now among planners. You don't have to be planning engineer to understand that. You have planners around you in your department, and you know that it's time consuming. They are probably doing everything manually. And if you write something like that, well, the first thing I want to do is to learn more about this. I'm going to look at the attached file. I'm going to double check again the link you provided. Second duty, create powerful and complex project control systems and automations that deliver instant results using Power BI, Pivot Table, and Power Pivot. Here is a sample of my work. Let me remove that because we have already shown that here. And you can use my template. I'm going to also upload this CV under the downloads section with this video. So you can maybe edit it as per your requirements. You can use it as a template. And these are the responsibilities of planning engineer: progress reporting, ascertain schedule and cost variance, right? And the coordinate schedule data. So maybe let's look at them and see if we can get some idea about what's going on here. Develop cost and resource loaded baseline schedule, integrating design, subcontractors, and the material supply schedules into master construction schedule. What I did here is I'm trying to really explain, because a planning engineer is doing a lot of work. I'm trying to show as much information in a sentence or two. So I covered everything about cost and resource loaded baseline schedule with all other elements. Prepare and issue project management related correspondences to the engineer and the nominated subcontractor, such as notices of delay, performance issues, etc. Ensure timely and accurate project status reporting for management and the client review. Developed detailed periodic reports that ascertain schedule and the cost variance explanation and the corrective action required. I did a mistake here. What it is, every bullet point I start with a verb in a present tense format, but I did not do it here. But it is not good actually, because I want to be consistent. Coordinate schedule data with the project team during weekly meetings, identifies and communicates the schedule and the cost issues to the team. Monitor and control work progress for nominated subcontractor and report the required action to management. Okay, at the end, but this is an optional here. Google Drive is a free storage tool. Okay, we all maybe use it. Some of us use it. You can upload a sample of your work. You want to prepare a portfolio. I know portfolios are common among architects, some professions, but it is not because we did not think about it, how it applies to civil engineers, because portfolios, it's our work, right? It's something we have been building for years right now. So why don't we take advantage of it? Like the architect or the photographer who is working hard to take amazing photos and they wanna show their skills. So planning engineers are not any different, in my opinion. You can have not 300 pages progress report, but take snapshots of the most interesting parts, in your opinion. A dashboard, risk register, notice of extension of time claims log, then a sample of the narrative report of extension of time claim, and a progress presentation for client. Overall, you're going to have maybe 200 pages. It's fine, because it is not a part of the CV. It's a download link. If the reviewer wants to know you more, feel free. You can take the whole day if you want to read about me. If not, you knew enough in my CV. I will upload everything in one folder. Then I want to upload the folder into Google Drive, share the link so it can be shared for public. Of course, you have to get certificates as much as possible, actually, because it can get you shortlisted. It's a good filtration. And this is it for the CV part. I hope it was helpful for you.